I almost forgot we had to flip that switch. Thank you. Oh. Welcome, everybody. This is so exciting. I am so excited to actually see people for a change.
I know.
It's so nice. I know.
So I recognize you without your masks on.
I know.
I know, huh? We can't hide anymore.
We've all got to know each other's eyes very well.
And so, and welcome to everybody that's with us out there. Oh, there's Mark. Mark's here. And Jamie.
Okay.
And Lorelei. So, wow, everybody is present and accounted for, except for Gary, and we miss him already, but that's okay. He deserves vacation, as do we all, so. All right, we officially have called the meeting to order. Excuse me. Can you people hear us that are on Zoom? Yep? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, as long as we're good to go. So, thank you. And as usual, I always remind people that this is an open meeting, and so we must adhere to the open meeting laws and rules and regulations. And so we have Anthony, our town administrator, with us, and so we have to be good. So, and do this job right. So.
No, you don't have to be good.
No? Oh, okay. All right. So, announcements. Does anyone on the board have any announcements to make?
I just want to remind people that at the First Baptist Church on the Common, there is a free little pantry loaded with non-perishable food items and personal care items, and it's free. Just go and help for whatever you need. And also, if you, for anybody who'd like to donate, you can bring it right there and put it right in the pantry, or if it's full, put it on the stairs by the church door, and I'll put it inside till I can get it in.
Okay, it just needs to be non-perishable, right?
Non-perishable, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have an announcement? No, well, I would like to formally welcome our two new board members. We have one, Lorelei Richardson, who is on Zoom with us, and Marilyn Fidel sitting here diligently helping me out because we have to elect officers today, and we don't have a secretary until we do so. So Marilyn has stepped up to the plate already to help us. And there's Lorelei. Hi, Lorelei. Good to see you. And Mark. We were looking for him too. Any other announcements? No? I would like to announce to everyone, though, that may be watching, that if you have not heard, that our director, Ashley Shaheen, has resigned and will be leaving us on the 23rd of this month. And that is sad news for us, but I think good news for her. She's making a transition in her life, as we all have to do sometime, and many times perhaps in the past, and have to do what we think is best for us. So, hi, Nicole. Yeah, not monitoring, but you can help me monitor the screen for the Zoom people then?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'll move up so I can.
Okay, thank you. Just because it's hard for me to read that one, and I can turn around, but it'd be helpful. If you see somebody with their hand raised,
Yes.
would you let me know?
Yep.
Thank you. And to get back to Ashley's leaving, so it's going to be a transition for us, but you know, we have confidence that it will all run smoothly and things will work out. And that everything happens for a reason. So we wish Ashley well as she moves on in her life's endeavors. So, any other announcements now? Okay, can we quickly just vote to accept the minutes of the June 14th meeting? And then we will move on directly into having our guest speak with us. Anthony has been kind enough to set aside some time to come and meet with us today. So we don't want to hold him up any longer than we have to. But if you can, you've had a copy of the minutes, at least on the computer, to be able to read. And let's get that piece of business out of the way, and then we'll move on.
I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to accept the minutes of the
Second.
June 14th meeting, and Ann Lee just seconded that motion. All right, I'm going to call upon all those in favor. And please raise your hand, anyone that's remote and voting. So, all those in favor? Okay, thank you.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
I believe that's a unanimous vote. Thank you all very much. So, all right. And Barbara, do you mind switching? Letting Anthony go first?
Well, Barbara, that's fine.
Let Barbara go first? Oh, okay. No, he's being such a gentleman.
No,
Take
no.
advantage of it, Barbara.
Barbara, go ahead.
Yeah. You want to come up to the microphone so people can hear you on Zoom, on camera? It's right there.
Okay.
You get you're used to podiums and microphones. I know you are, so,
Yes, a little bit.
yep.
And I promised Mark that I'd behave,
Oh, good.
but I probably won't.
Oh,
So, okay. First of all, I'm so happy to be here in person and see all of you again in person. It really is great. I feel like I can breathe. So I do want to say that the Friends Board is still receiving thank yous for the flowers that have been given out for seniors. Really nice notes. It's fun to get them. And the program itself has been put on hold until September. We're kind of taking a break, but we'll begin again then. And we have given flowers out to 1,000 people already, and we only have 1,000 to go. But in the meantime, if anyone has cups or cups and saucers, mugs, or small vases, please let me know, because we still need them. With that many people to go, we'll run out very fast. So please look in your cabinets or your garage or basement, and if you have any, let me know.
Barbara, I was at the transfer station over the weekend, and oh my, there was a whole carton of teacups.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, well, I'll save them for Sharon. I mean,
Did you?
I did. I brought them home.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll probably get
So
in touch with you because...
Maybe people who were thinking of taking those to the transfer station could donate them to the Friends.
Right,
That would be really good.
Yeah,
because they will go to good use. So,
that's
Great.
great support.
I couldn't believe it.
Thanks for supporting the Friends.
yes, thank you.
I didn't do it. I just picked them up.
Oh, and you did though. You're the one that picked
That
them up.
was a lot. That was a
Yes,
lot.
that's right.
I want to thank Donlands and who helped us for this well-received program. They've been so great, and Shaw's also who contributed some flowers to us. I'm happy to hear that the townhouse will be open in September for seniors, correct? Good. And, well, I mean probably everybody, but I'm thinking of the seniors right now. So the other thing is, yeah, I'd love to be able to see the themed luncheons return sooner or later. Anyway, sooner would be nice. And I know that this can't be answered today, but the Friends are constantly being asked about the thrift shop. And if it will be included in the senior center plans. And it really was a great place for volunteers to get tax work-off credit and social time for people, and also meeting people from other towns and states, clothes for the needy, for outreach, and also not so needy. And the biggest was weekly income for the Friends, and it's been over $10,000 a year that is being lost right now. But right now we have a moneymaker, and I'm picking up furniture off the street that's being thrown away and redoing it, and we'll be selling it in September for our funds. And that's fun. I love doing that. But anyway, so just thought I'd bring that up, and I appreciate everything that you all have been doing, and hope that we have a smooth year. And that's all. Does anybody have any questions? Nope. Good.
No, we're just glad to see you here. We miss having friends with us. Sometimes when we're on Zoom, it's
Yeah,
not,
it's fun to be
possible,
here.
so, yeah.
All
So,
right.
you and Nancy. Thank you.
Where's the coffee and donuts?
Oh, wow. We blew it, I guess, huh? So, okay. All right.
Did you hear what he said?
No.
It's not in the budget.
Oh. That might be true, who knows, right? But don't let taxes go up over the donuts. So, welcome, Anthony. I'm so pleased, and I'm sure everyone on the board and others are pleased that you're here to share information with us. I see on the select board agenda tonight, you're gonna be talking a little bit about the senior center?
We are,
Yeah.
yes. Exciting time, just to recap. We had the warrant article that, in the annual town meeting, there was two parts of that warrant article. The first part was an $80,000 feasibility study, and the second part of that warrant article was for $1 million for design. Tonight, we'll be going before the select board. The architect will be present, give a brief presentation, and then we'll be executing that first contract amendment, which will lead us into ultimately the design of the center. I think it's an exciting time. We do have a preliminary schedule, which I needed to bring my glasses because it's really small. Bad cheaters, by the way. So after the select board signs the contract, which I anticipate them doing so today, the schedule that we're looking at is a feasibility will last approximately 3 months, if that starts right away. That will go through the end of October, beginning of November. The next phase is the design and development phase, which will last approximately 3 more months. At that point, we would get into, that would take us roughly to about mid-February of 2022. We would then get into construction documents, preparation. That's roughly 14 weeks. That would lead us just about to May town meeting. At that point, we'd be going out for bids, and at the annual town meeting, we'd also be asking for construction money. And then the bidding and construction, or the bidding and evaluation of the documents last approximately 8 weeks. And construction will then begin. Ballpark, we're hoping to start with the shovel in the ground a year from this, the end of August, beginning of September. So I know that seems like a long time away, but with building buildings, as Mark can attest to with the library, that's really a quick time frame. So we're excited about that. We're excited about signing this contract. I know the select board certainly has this as their number one priority, and we're going to make sure that that gets done. We'll also be briefly discussing an update with the EHS director, as Marge said. Ashley is moving on. She was appointed the COA director for the town of Groton. That's certainly a beautiful facility, so we wish Ashley nothing but the best. In the meantime, we have gone out for advertisements for our EHS director. To date, we have 3 applicants. In the interim, I would expect that to have a discussion with Nicole, so Nicole will act as the interim EHS director during the time when Ashley leaves, which is July 23rd, is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, July 23rd through, hopefully as quick as it takes us to do the interviews and then ultimately wait for that person to give proper notice to where they are and then get on board. I would expect that probably to be the beginning of September. So, certainly this isn't really a advantageous time to have Ashley move on, because we have a project that we want to get moving full steam ahead. But, we may have a little hiccup while we're doing that, but I anticipate we're going to still move forward with the project. So, plenty to do, and onboarding somebody and getting up to speed so we can keep the project moving forward is our priority. So with that, I'm happy to answer. Oh, with that, Marge, we had a conversation that I'd like yourself and another member, and I asked if Gary Wilson has been a valuable part of the team in sitting on the interview panels for Finance Director and the Human Resources Director, which the board appointed over the past 2 Thursdays. We're really excited with those 2 individuals that will be joining us. Alicia will be joining us on the 26th and the 23rd. And Michelle Vibert will be joining us the end of August 26th. So those are 2 great additions to our team that we're really excited about. But Gary played a great role in helping us interview and evaluating the applicants. So I would ask that if you and he could join us, hoping to set up maybe some starting interviews next week.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah, the way that we advertised the position is it clearly said in the description, applications accepted till the position is filled. So we don't want to wait 30 days. If we think that we have some qualified applicants, then we want to start interviewing right away. So I think that we do. From the 3 that I've saw right now, I think that certainly 2 of them would be able to have some experience as directors. So we want to start interviewing right away next week.
That's exciting. I think it got really exciting, yeah, very, wow.
And of course, until then, I think the department's in great hands in Nicole.
Well, I was gonna say that originally when
And
you
then
were.
Jamie, because I gotta still talk to her, she's not gonna go anywhere yet.
Oh,
Right, Jamie? There you
Jamie's
go.
not going anywhere yet. That's nice to hear. So,
Happy to answer any questions, though.
well, I was gonna make a comment that when you were talking about the interim, and I thought, well, you know, we have a lot of capable people here, we do. We have a lot of knowledgeable people on the board, as well as staff, and so I thought, well, I'm feeling pretty comfortable about us being able to manage in the interim. We're at the early stages, probably the least complex of all the stages to come. So I'm thinking, we can get through this.
I think we can.
Yeah.
You know, I think we can with Nicole, and then certainly with Jamie's leadership and experience. She's been really so valuable to us for quite a while, since I got her out of retirement after she left Needham. So she's been keeping herself busy and certainly is always there for us. So
Oh, I take,
Jamie, thank you. I know you're on
Yep.
you're muted now, but thank you for all you do for the town of Littleton. We appreciate it.
I would second that. I think she's been a very valuable person to have as a resource.
I asked her to come out of retirement. She says no way, so.
No, well, we have to work on her for that. So COVID still plays a part though, you know, in all of
That's
this,
right.
because people, I know there are people out there, and we know from, and I know from talking to other people and in the network a little bit, that people are still hesitant to get out and to rejoin and come back. Seniors are hesitant too, so that's an issue that we all have to work on. So that's exciting. Any questions for Anthony?
Whoa, he's way ahead.
Way ahead of us, huh? Anyone have their hand raised? No? I'm looking because I can see better behind me. So,
Everybody except Mark Rambacher.
yeah, I know. Come on, Mark. You always have your hand up. He's got here.
I was going to ask Anthony some questions, but then I decided it'd be nice to him for a change.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you.
Wow, I think we've got a great plan. Let's hope that we don't have too many hiccups along the way and we can, well, I have one.
Sure.
What happens, this has just been bothering me, and it may be because of lack of knowledge, but if the feasibility study doesn't look so good for building out here, right where we think it's gonna be, what happens? I hate to bring that up, but I mean, that's the reality of
That's a
things.
loaded question.
It is.
We're gonna stay positive. You know, if the library was able to build off that hill, just, you know, some 30 yards away, I think that
We
we have
think
all the faith that we're gonna be able to build that building there as
Well, I'm being
so.
positive, I didn't mean to
Yeah, no,
sound
I
negative.
know, Marge. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we
Bridge when we
get
come to it, okay.
Yeah. Right now, we think that we're gonna be fine. Of course, it does need to have mooring tests and so forth, so, but considering that the library just built off there, we feel confident that we'll have the same success.
See, I have total lack of knowledge of anything to do with that kind of thing, so that's why it's been there, though. So, and I just feel better now that I got it off my chest. Thank you. Yeah, I do.
I have a question. A lot of people have been asking me about parking,
Yep.
and that parking could be a real big issue out back there with another building and with the library. And, you know, if Barbara were to continue her lunches with 100 people.
Or more.
Or more, you know, what about parking?
Great question. Yeah, that'll have to be addressed. You know, at some point, is there a possibility that we have to look out front? We do have a lot of grass there that we certainly could make that employee parking if we needed to, and that could accommodate quite a number of staff cars, because we do have access to those doors where the public doesn't have access to those doors. So, but that's really premature, but I would suspect during the process of the design, depending on what happens, and that is a subject that we're gonna have to take up.
And I've had a thought about that too, because I thought if everything works out and it really seems like the right thing to do, if push comes to shove with the parking, I'm sure it would be possible to work out some kind of a remote parking, and then using the vans to transport people for luncheons and things. I mean, there aren't that many events that would have 150 people, but
Right, there'll be times when we'll have the extra cars, but let's keep in mind that all we're doing now is spreading out what was in one campus into 3 separate buildings. So the number of cars, depending on where the senior center sits, if it's back on the hill more, and we don't lose any parking out front, we really have the same problem that we always had, is that parking can be difficult. But it's certainly something that, like I said, that it's in our thoughts, and we'll work through that.
however, I'm being the devil's advocate here,
Sure.
but the reality is that I know historically when other towns have done this and have a new building, they almost double their participation of seniors coming out, and so that will be a few more cars, so we can't forget that
Right,
too.
right,
But as
right.
we go along, it is going to be something that has to be watched carefully,
Yeah,
that's all.
we have to come up with a contingency plan for parking, no
Yeah.
question. It's part of the plans.
But I could see it working.
Anthony, how does what's being built in what was Gruskowski's dental office and the housing they're building in that, how does that, and the other house that's still there, how does this fit in there?
The Hager Homestead, are you talking about?
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
But because Barbara Platt's house is still there and people are living in it. The White House that's back.
Yeah, the one in the back.
So what would be the concern now?
Well, they're supposed to be building a bunch of little houses out there.
Right.
And I'm concerned about is there still going to be room? Are they going to be posing a problem with parking as well?
Not for this campus, no.
Okay.
2 separate owned.
I know it's 2 separate owned, but, lots of times when things go like this, they go like that,
Yeah, from my understanding, and I haven't looked at this in a while, but I believe that there's gonna be a trail that's gonna be built.
Yep.
So that trail would allow residents over there to actually walk
Walk.
Yes,
and come to utilize our services.
Oh, okay.
it's supposed to be very much possible, as Anthony's saying, it's a great asset for them to have everything right here.
Oh, yeah. I think it's great. I just was a little concerned about how close and for parking.
Oh,
Yeah, hopefully, some of the things that we've been talking about, and Mark and I had this conversation about even having a greater access from the access road going to the middle school and towards alumni over there, that maybe it's something that we consider lighting that trail and having an emergency pull station there. So that would allow school children to come up that way to the library or to the town hall or to the senior center or EHS or whatever it may be that they need. So we've had some conversations, and we're part of our plans.
Just curious.
Great question.
great. Any questions for Anthony from our guests? Take advantage of the moment.
I'm just cold. I'm not gonna ask him about the thrift shop, I won't.
I think he's aware of that.
I know.
Yeah, we've had some conversations, so we're aware.
Any other questions for Anthony? None. Wow, this is easy, see? Not like the select board, huh?
They're easy too.
Are they easy too? Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, they seem easy, actually. So, all right. This is all good news, folks. Everybody that's watching, and we'll watch after today, but it's all good news. We're headed in the right direction, and I think it's a very exciting time. I really do.
Yeah, stay tuned tonight to the select board's meeting.
Oh,
That'll
definitely.
go on around 8 o'clock-ish.
Something like that.
8:15.
I noticed on the agenda you were doing it. It's at the end of the meeting
It's at the end,
primarily,
yeah.
But you can watch it live tonight. You can do it, watch on Zoom.
Nope.
No?
No, the
No
select
Zoom?
board, we're not hybrid, we're in 103. So
103.
you can watch it on LCTV
Right.
live, or you can join us in room 103 tonight at
That's right.
6:30 for the select board meeting.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I knew that. I realized that a couple of meetings ago when I watched. So.
You serving coffee and donuts?
I wanted to, but Nancy will get mad if I serve coffee.
Not in the budget, right?
It's on the budget,
Not the
but
budget. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for taking time
oh, you're very welcome.
and coming and updating us. And yes, as I said, I'm excited and I'm anxious to keep moving. So it's little small steps,
One step at a time.
That's it,
Yep.
one step at a time.
but we are much further than we've ever been before. So we're closer than ever before. So,
There we are.
yep. So,
Thank you for that.
yes.
Very welcome. Anytime. My door's always open, so if anybody ever has a question, just pop in.
As is supposedly our new financial director, Alicia is her first name, I think.
Alicia.
Alicia,
yes.
yeah, her door's always going to be open. She says she has an open door policy.
Cheryl's was always open.
Yep, so,
Yeah, it's customer service is going to be the number one priority, so doors will always be open at town hall and for our residents to stop in and
that would go for our new director too,
without a doubt.
and our assistant director. All doors always open. It's a welcoming thing, right?
That's right.
All right,
Thank you, Anthony.
thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Again, and we appreciate it. So, and then we will, let us know about the interviews next week, you said.
Yes,
Excuse me.
I'll let you know.
I'm sorry, did someone want to say something?
This is Matthew. Could I ask Anthony a question?
Certainly, I didn't realize you were there, Matthew.
I just got promoted.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Matthew.
We're gonna, part of the agenda for tonight, I think, should be a conversation about the process for who's gonna be involved in the working group or oversight of the processes and the designs that goes forward, right? Is that correct?
Right, we're going to have some discussion. It's going to be staff-led by the director. At least one of the select board gold champions, I think Chuck or Cindy, that's on that, will participate, as well as we'll be looking for some input from the COA board.
Thanks.
Anything else, Matthew? Oh, he muted.
No, I'm here. Yeah, no, nothing
Okay.
else right now.
Okay, thank you. That was a good question. I'd forgotten about that. All right. Moving back a little, then. We're going back to old business on the agenda, since I moved Anthony up and snuck him in there. So, we, under old business, have an item, because we talked about it at our last meeting, changing the day, time of the monthly meetings, and I have a suggestion to the board in that regard. We were setting up today's meeting, I went to Mark Crory and asked him, if it was possible to do this, well, I asked first Joe Layden, can we do this in-person meeting? And when he said yes, then I went to Mark to see how LCTV was doing and managing things and everything. And Mark shared with me the fact that LCTV has not been encouraging boards to have in-person meetings because this is the only room available. It works for us today, but they're also very busy. They're trying to outfit the fire station and the police station rooms, get them up to par again for meetings. And that won't be done until August, September, perhaps. And at that time, too, the library is going to have a room that will be outfitted, as I understand it, for LCTV use. So come fall, sometime, September, August, September, somewhere in there, there should be much more flexibility available for LCTV to schedule meetings. And I asked Mark point blank, can you tell me the schedule now of what you people cover? And it's horrendous. I mean, I have it written down and I can't tell you, he gave me the list of the different meetings and when they are. He didn't tell me which weeks, but I know the days and the times, et cetera, that are regular meetings, never mind other meetings that aren't regular. And so it just seemed wise not to add to their work burden right now, and for us to continue perhaps after today doing Zoom until the fall. And I know we were going to talk about changing the time, and maybe the day or whatever of the meeting, to help Lorelei be able to get two in-person meetings. But it just seems that if we continue with Zoom to help LCTV out and Lorelei, that we should postpone the discussion of changing the time and everything until then, till all that happens, and we have a clearer picture of what availabilities might be. Because right now, Thursday nights are like crazy, for LCTV to manage. So I'm thinking it would just be easier in the long run to just postpone it and just say we're going to continue with Zoom meetings for a few more months. So that's my recommendation and suggestion about that, but I did not want to not get back to it because we had talked about it. So, having said all that, what do you think? I have the schedule here if you want to know LCTV's schedule. It's crazy. I sat down and then I went online trying to figure out, okay, school committee, Thursday 7, that's what I got from them, from Mark, Thursday 7 p.m. They don't meet every week. Now, how often do they meet? Is it the first and the third, or the second and the fourth? In trying to find open times. And so, but they're quite busy between the planning board, select board, school committee,
FinCom,
PMBC, Wednesdays, 7 o'clock.
every other the second and fourth Wednesdays of the month.
You're right. They were easy to nail down. I figured that one out.
FinCom is too. FinCom is the second and the fourth Tuesday of the month at 7.
Yeah. When is it?
The second and fourth Tuesdays at 7.
So I didn't get that one because it wasn't on the website. Second and fourth. Yeah, I got Tuesdays, but I didn't know that. But anyway, it's
They
crazy.
used to meet at the high school. Now, whether they're back out of the high school or not, I don't know.
Well, see, but the thing is,
But it's LCTV.
I mean, if, it was just,
Yeah.
if all the weeks are covered for, like on a Thursday for a night meeting, then we couldn't even have that available to us unless they have more availability. So I'm just thinking it would be easier to stay on Zoom and then readdress this come fall once things open up a little bit more.
Sounds good to me.
We've all gotten used to Zoom. Anyway,
The
yes.
important part to remember is the people who are working, like Mark and Gary and David.
Right.
Those are the ones that we really, if it's too hard for them to meet at 1:30
And then you
on the
have,
first Monday, then we should try to make it available for them somehow.
yeah.
In
Yes, it
the
is.
fall, to make it possible for them to attend all the meetings and not have, a real problem with it.
Right, and it's like David, I mean, he has to get the time off
Right.
to be here, so, yeah. You had your hand raised.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Anthony a question. I just didn't hear along the way. Why is it, or how come, or when did, all of those.
Those are 3 questions, Dave.
Yeah, all of those, the police station and the fire department go offline. How did that happen?
I'll come up here.
Is Anthony still there? I can answer some of that.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here still. Thanks, Mark. So the police station's undergoing the work of the facade right now, so that's why that building is
Oh, okay.
not being used, because right now it's a construction zone.
All right.
Certainly not most advantageous to use that. 307 upstairs is our HR department now.
Yeah.
Fire department just needs to be connected with, to be able to do hybrid meetings and so forth, so I know that LCTV is working on that. So it's just a matter of space right now,
Gotcha.
which has been always a problem of ours, is space. And, you know, losing 307, really this is the only room right now that has the ability to do everything that we need. So hopefully by the fall, when the fire community room is done, and then the library's opened up, that'll bring back 2 more rooms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it just seems to make sense. And LCTV has been so good to us with our highlight show and everything else, you know, too. We don't want to add misery to them, you know, so. And Mark was kind enough to let this happen today, so, which was a breath of fresh air. But we can make it another few months, so I think.
Yeah, we can make it.
Make a motion that we table number 5A, changing the time and the date of the monthly meetings to September.
Okay, okay, we have a motion on the floor to
Second.
table it, seconded by Susan, Ann Lee, sorry, Ann Lee. All those in favor? Aye. Would you raise your hand, please, you people that are on Zoom? There we go.
Okay, yep,
We have 2
okay.
more ayes, so thank you. All right, that's quick. And we can move on to new business. And we already covered number A, which was Anthony. And actually, as I mentioned in the very beginning, we do, according to the rules and regulations amendment we made last month, that we agreed that officers would be elected at the annual meeting, which has been moved to the first meeting of the new fiscal year. That's how the rules and regulations read, and today is the first meeting of the new fiscal year.
How about that?
How about that? So we have to elect officers. And we need to clarify, I can't remember what the minutes said quite at the moment, but I remember you elected me last month and we got into a discussion about that, but we decided that pending my reappointment, it was pending my.
Right.
So I do not think we have to do that again. But we do have to elect a secretary and a vice chair. So we need those positions filled. And I'm looking for volunteers. I think we have somebody that looks like they're very good at taking, and has a lot of experience. We have
She's
on.
got a lot of shorthand going on over here.
And shorthand even experience.
I'll nominate Marilyn Fidelli for secretary.
Oh, all
I
right.
second.
All right, we have a motion.
But does she accept? that I'll-
Well,
We'll find out.
I'll do it.
Oh, look at that, we even haven't accepted.
She started off.
She's already started for us, so thank you. All right, we have a motion on the floor. All those in favor? Aye. And there we go, another unanimous vote. Wow, we're moving right along today. Thank you. There's the secretary. Okay, vice chair. The vice chair position, if you haven't read your manuals or the rules, the manuals recently, is not that demanding, let me just say. But I have established the habit, and while I'm chair, I probably would continue it, is to always have the vice chair present with the director, or the acting director, whoever that is, to plan the agenda for each meeting. Because I feel that if you don't know what's on the agenda and what's going on, you can't very well say, I can't be present to run a meeting. You can't really run the meeting effectively. And basically, other than just, participating in other board things in areas that you want to do and you volunteer yourself for, that's basically what the vice chair does. It's not a huge demanding, but it's also an opportunity to learn more about what the chair does. So, that's the benefit.
I'll nominate David.
We have a nomination for David. Was that Mark that did that to you? And he's laughing.
He's turning red. Look at him, look at him. Boy.
All right, we have a nomination on the floor. David Sill for vice chair. Are we having a second?
I'll second that.
You'll second that.
Yep.
I was
All right.
holding back, Dave.
Pardon me?
So, he has to talk and tell us whether he wants to do it.
Right, well, that's okay, you can do that. Do you accept that?
Yeah.
Oh, Mark's not smiling.
Do
no,
you
wait a
really
minute.
mean it, David?
There he goes. That was a little weak, yeah.
I wasn't expecting that, but I can do it. We
Well,
can
you
do
know
it.
what, we do this
I got a
online.
good teacher.
Actually, we do the agenda pretty much during Zoom times. In COVID, we were doing it online and not in person, so
I know it.
you can do it online because,
It'll be
you know.
fine. It'll be fine.
All right. So, are we ready? Any other nominations?
Yeah, I was gonna nominate Mark for chairman.
It pays to be quick.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay. Then are we ready to take a vote? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. And we have, I see, all right, look at that, another unanimous vote. We're on a roll today. This is good. We've got our offices in place. And that takes care of item B on the agenda. Now we're gonna move on, right, to the board appointments. Yes, did I miss
add
something?
No, you didn't miss something, but I wanted to add that when I was looking over the rules and regulations, I found a couple of other places where we're inconsistent in the way we're wording when we're electing people.
Oh,
So can be put off to, some other time, but there's there's a few things in there that are, there's a couple on the elections, and there's some other places that.
well, you know what, we have to review our rules and regulations yearly, so we could put that on the agenda for our next meeting and
Perfect.
do that. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
It
Thank you.
wasn't something I expected to do today, don't worry.
Well, that's good. No,
Just
I'm-
I wanted to bring it up.
I'm glad you did, because I think in the rules and regs too, it says somewhere that we review the rules and regulations, or it says it in a job description someplace, maybe my job
Okay.
description.
Good.
I'm muffling that one, maybe, but anyway. So we will do that next month. Review the rules and regulations were just revised, according to the vote that was taken last month. So it's good thing to do right now. So we'll do that in August. Thank you, Susan. Okay. I just have to make a note so I don't forget to get it on the agenda too.
And that's postponed till the next meeting because we may not meet in August, so it's gonna be next meeting.
Oh, that's true, next meeting. It will be next meeting, whenever we meet, either August or September, we'll do that, yeah. Okay. So the next agenda item is board appointments, and for the new members, the COA has two areas that we have board appointments made. It's not a volunteer type of thing where people can just, step up, but it's the Affordable Housing Trust and the TRED.
What's TRED?
And, okay, we'll do the TRED one first, because that is a question. I know Gary Wilson, who's not with us, he asked about that. Anita is very knowledgeable about the TRED program.
Well,
And-
I've been on the board now for 2 years, this will be my 3rd year. And what it is it's a program that the town has to help with house taxes for people in need. And the committee meets once a year, and Nicole and Amy bring applications that people have submitted when they're having real difficulty paying their house taxes. And she goes over the applications, and then she brings to our committee the ones she feels that are in really strong need. And then we meet, Fred Freund is the chairman, and Sean O'Brien, the treasurer, is on it, and I'm on it, and Maureen used to be, and Patty used to
Patty,
be.
right.
And so we review each application, and then we have about $50,000 each year unless donations have gone up. And we decide how much each of the applicants should receive, and then that money is put directly to those people's tax bills.
Isn't TRED stand for tax relief?
Tax relief.
What's it?
I don't know all the
I
letters.
can't remember the other three, but it's tax relief something, but that's what TRED stands for.
Elderly and disabled.
Elderly and
And disabled, thank you, Susan.
And what happens too is anyone can donate to that program. And if people look on the back of their real estate tax bill, they'll see a place where they can add
That's right.
to a donation. And then that all fills in. So sometimes we have more than the $50,000, but we never know who the people are. We look at the applicants as a ABC or 1, 2, 3. And Amy, well, last 2 years it's been Nicole. She presents
Presents the candidates.
presents the candidates.
Yep.
And so it's very confidential and private. And I had spoken to Gary, because he asked about it, and he said that he would love to be part of it. So I'm nominating Gary as one
Okay.
of the members. We need 2 members.
2 members have to be appointed, so we have one. So who is stepping up? We need another board member who, and we're looking, we
Once a
can,
year?
It meets, well, they say it meets once a year. You meet the first time to go over the applications, and you generally make a decision then. If you have to come together a second time, you do, and then after the decisions are made, you have to have one more meeting so that you can accept the minutes of what happened at the meeting. So it's not a lot,
No.
it's just,
It's very important.
it's very important, and it's very difficult because we hear of cases that are extreme, and it's hard to decide how much goes to each person and how to divvy that up. And so, yes, it's we have Fred and Sean that help us. And Nicole will say, I really think number 1 really needs more than number 3, or, she's very good at directing us. It's a difficult thing, but it's a very well worth program, very well worth.
it's a great program. So
It is.
maybe we should help get the word out so we get more donations into that program too.
Well, Sue and I on highlights have
Talked about
discussed it a couple of
Right.
times.
Yeah.
And we've asked people if they want to donate and how to do that.
Great.
And I know that Chet, Fred, the chairman, has asked that we get more, asked of the COA board to get it out there more.
Yeah, I remember that. You did tell me. and-
So if there's a way that we can think of to advertise it, publicize it even more, it would be a really good opportunity.
I'll have to get back into writing. Maybe I can do another article.
What is AHT stand?
AHT is the Affordable Housing Trust.
Oh, okay.
And the Affordable Housing Trust came about with all of the housing changes that came in place, several by the planning board and by the select board, a couple of years ago now. And the trust oversees the money that, how do I explain this? The planning board put into place and I don't know what it's called, it's a law or bylaw or whatever, that when contractors are building, they have to provide so many units, depending on how many units and the money, and I can't explain all the technical aspects of it.
That piece I do know. from
They
when-
are supposed to have some affordable units, so many. And if they don't, they have to pay a certain amount of money into this trust.
Okay.
And that's the way the trust is building funds to be able to perhaps construct some affordable housing themselves. So that's the whole, and Cindy Napoli, she's not the chair anymore, but she's on the board, on the Affordable Housing Trust. This is one of her pet projects that she worked on. There's a new chair. And I can't remember his name. But anyway, Matthew Nordhaus, he's with us today. Oh, he left. But Matthew is our select board representative that comes to our meetings most of the time. As today, he was here for a while. And he's on the Affordable Housing Trust. Maureen Donnelly was our representative, and she has stepped down from the COA board. And so the Affordable Housing Trust needs to have a replacement ASAP. They meet once a month. I believe it's Tuesdays or Wednesdays, around 6 or 6:30. I don't have the exact time. Oh, wait a minute. I have his schedule here. Let's see what he did. Did he tell me about that one? Oh, he doesn't have that down.
Because they're not live.
That's right, they're not live. You have to have the Zoom link, but you can, I watch it via Zoom, but that's right, because I was always after Maureen to give me the Zoom link.
Zoom link.
Yep, for it, yep, that's fine.
Also, the other thing that the Affordable Housing Trust does is administer the rental assistance.
That's right, that's
The
right,
emergency one
Right.
regularly.
that's right.
ERAP and
The ERAP, yep. It's a very active, very busy thing, and Susan has done a lot of the housing stuff, so is on the housing subcommittee, so
I'll volunteer for TRED.
you will. Thank you. Here we go. We got our two people for TRED. And we
And I
have to vote still.
nominate Sue Lander for the Affordable Housing Trust.
Oh, all right. Susan?
Okay, so it's
So, as long as I can drop Transportation Advisory Council.
That's one that interests me a bit, because I feel
Oh, there you
badly
go.
that so many people are stuck. There's no transportation. They're stuck on Saturdays and Sunday. They can't get out.
There you go. Hey, we have a good thing going
And
here.
so that and the senior center are the two things that I am the most interested in.
Well, there we go. Are you offering your services to the Transportation Advisory Council?
Yeah.
Oh, there, it's true, we got to swap.
That we
We
can swap.
go, if you want to call it that, but anyway.
I nominate Marilyn Fidel for the Transportation.
Wait a minute, we got too many motions
minute.
on the floor here.
Okay,
At once.
Yeah, I have to know who's doing which one.
Let's take them in order. Let's do the TRED program first.
Okay.
Okay, and we need a motion with a second, so, because I know,
a second, if it didn't get seconded, I second it.
which one?
So,
Ann Lee and Gary
Yeah,
for
Ann Lee
the
and
TRED
Gary.
program. All right, we have a motion on the floor to appoint, and appointments, I don't know whether I just appoint them anyway, or we need a vote, but I think it should be a vote. So we have a motion on the floor by Anita and seconded by David Sill to appoint Gary Wilson and Ann Lee to the TRED program. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have a unanimous vote from our two Zoom people today. Great. So, I do not have that written down, but I know Marilyn does. I can see her frantically writing over there, so. Now, the Affordable Housing Trust, we did not have, or did we have a motion on the
I
floor?
made a motion.
There, we did Susan be appointed, and I need a second for that.
Second.
And Ann Lee is seconding that motion. All those in favor of having Susan Melander represent us on the Affordable Housing Trust, please?
Aye.
Aye. We're unanimous again.
I,
All right. This is wonderful. Thank you. And now, here's the big question. Do we meet in August or not?
No,
We talked
no.
about.
No, you forgot to do-
Marilyn.
do-
Marilyn,
Oh,
I
I
make a
haven't
motion.
finished. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. Thank you all.
I make a motion that Marilyn Fidel be
Correct.
appointed to the Transportation Committee.
Second? Second by Ann Lee. All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
How often does transportation meet, or when, or who's in
it's
charge of
like
that?
once every 3 months or so.
And who's in charge of it?
Gary LaCroix.
Something like
Gary
that.
LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Gary LaCroix.
Oh, so I will hear from,
Yes.
We're gonna have to let him know that, do you want to let them know that you will no longer be doing
Sure.
it? It will be Marilyn Fidel? And give them
Sure.
her contact information?
Yep.
That would be
I will.
nice, it'll make a
Yep.
smooth transition. Yeah.
And we all need to be sworn in by Diane for committees.
Correct.
Diane Corey. So
Oh,
I
that's
think she
me.
lets them know too.
I don't know whether you're sworn in. You do have to get
Yes.
sworn in
Yes,
by,
I knew I
yes.
had to for,
Yeah, you have to be.
Yes, you do, I know for the Affordable Housing
Yeah.
Trust and
And
TRED.
annually, we meet in December for the
Okay.
TRED committee.
Okay,
and I knew I had to for transportation.
yeah.
Yeah,
you're
and
right.
you do have to be sworn in annually.
But I'll let Gary
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but she'll notify them too, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful, great. Worked out beautifully. All right, are we ready to move on to the next agenda item now? About whether to meet in August or not? We hadn't decided that. We normally don't meet in July. I'm glad we did meet today because we got a lot of good information about what's happening.
Yep.
And the question is now, do you wish to meet in August?
Do we have stuff to,
Well,
I say if it's necessary, then yes. If not,
The only, I think if I remember, the only thing that we pushed off was changing the day and the time.
can we
Well,
push
we
it
that's
off
until September.
No, it's till the next meeting.
Right.
Next meeting.
Oh,
Till the next meeting.
So it could be August or September.
oh, that's right, to the
But
next
that's the
meeting.
only thing that we pushed away today, right?
Right.
But in the past,
So, so the other reason, go ahead.
go ahead, Mark.
So the other reason to meet is if the selectmen are going to form a committee about the senior center and we need to have a representative
Correct.
for whatever's going on there.
I would gladly be a representative.
But
for the
didn't
senior
he
center.
make that decision today when he said you and
No, that was
the
about,
director?
that was hiring. He was talking about the hiring, I think, for the new director.
It was you and Gary.
Gary, yeah.
And I would love to
But
be
what
involved
about
with the senior
you
center.
and Nicole, you and the new director? Isn't that what he said was gonna be?
It should,
On the
I
committee?
would prefer, I will be involved in that process, yes, but I do not know how many people we will have. But Mark's right, I think we need to pay attention to that. It could be decided tonight, Mark. As you said.
Yes, we could say that you could nominate 1, 2, 3, however many, and then
Right,
just prioritize them.
so, I mean, because we do need to be involved in that process. So,
I would definitely, that's,
you're interested
Me
in it.
too.
You're
Very
interested in
interested.
it, all right. So we have, I'm interested in it, so.
I'm extremely interested in it.
Marge, Anita, Marilyn, anyone else who wish to be involved in that?
that was one of my reasons for wanting to be on the board.
Oh, okay. Anyone else interested in participating in that? The, what's it called, the
Working.
the working group for the feasibility study.
I nominate Mark.
Oh,
I mean, I have no problem doing it, but if there's too many people that want to do it, then I'll have no problem stepping back too. I mean,
I have
I have the experience from doing the library, but
And I have the
if others
experience
want
from
to
sitting
step
on,
up, then by all means.
and I have experience from sitting on PMBC for the last 10, 12 years with everything that has been built in this town.
He also worded it as there would be one select board member, the EHS director, and possibly a board member.
That's right. He is not saying
Didn't say-
that we
So
can
let's-
have
what-
several
no,
people.
oh, no, I know that. So I'm just saying, you know, I don't know.
I know.
Why don't we just wait on?
See what he,
I mean,
see what he says?
yeah, we can find, we'll hear tonight where they're at, and because it's the, LLB is the one that is going to be talking about that.
Right.
According to what Anthony said, if I I think
and
I got it.
my understanding was that it was also just for the design phase, not for the feasibility
Oh,
study.
okay.
But that's just the way I heard it.
I have to
don't
look
know.
back at my notes, but
I,
Actually,
Madam Chair, can I
yes,
comment?
yes, Matthew, thank you.
It strikes me that if, whether or not all of you are on the working group, if many of you, if more than a quorum of this COA wants to attend, you simply post the time as a meeting of the COA, and then as many of you who want to can attend.
Yep,
that's
that would be 5. You have, a quorum is 5, so if 5 people were involved, that would be a special meeting of the COA.
but
But-
I think Sue's right, because I don't see where a regular board member from here would be any good on a feasibility study, which is
Right.
really determining
Right.
if that spot's a good one.
Right.
So she's right about the design.
I think
think it
that's what
is.
he said,
So
yes.
we have some time to take care of that.
Right, okay. We're gonna,
For the next meeting.
yes, whenever that is, whenever that is. But I think
So
that's
you-
true.
You can't actually do a feasibility until you know what the building looks like and where it's going to go on the site, because you can't actually dig your pits to see whether or not they'll be, support the building unless you know where the building is on the site. So
And,
there already is some design going involved before you get there, right?
well,
It's not good.
because I think what Anthony did say was preliminary, it would take 3 months for the beginning,
The feasibility was 3
the
months.
feasibility.
It's
And then the design and the development would be not until
So-
that's not until February he's anticipating. That's where that would come in?
No,
Just speaking about how the library was done, we had a basic design of the building. You knew how big it was, what rooms it had, and where they were, and you don't necessarily need the floor plan, but you need the size of the building, right? So that you can say where it's going to fit on the site, so that you can dig your pits and things to say that the site will support the building and say how it's going to affect parking and things like that. So there is a lot of upfront design work that goes into this feasibility study. It's not necessarily saying that, you know, you have a meeting room that holds 600 people versus 300 people or whatever, right? But you need to know the footprint of the building and where it goes on the site, or you can't do a real feasibility to know what you're going to hit when you start constructing.
Right, but go ahead.
well, one of the things that I thought we knew going forward with the finances, that we couldn't have anything bigger than a 15,000 square foot
I
building.
think it's 12,000 square feet, actually.
So maybe 12,000.
To come in under the
That
levy,
would deter-
to come in under the levy,
That
yes.
would determine the size.
It was 12,000,
The
right?
building.
Is that what I
That's what I thought.
I thought it
So
was
they're
12.
just guessing on numbers because they don't know, until you go farther along in the process, you have no idea how much the building actually costs. So they're throwing out a rough number on how much a single-story building would cost per square foot. But they don't really know until they start
That's true.
much farther down the line.
That's true, and then, and some of that information, there is some, I know LLB has been given some of that information indirect, not finalized, but in the meeting that I sat in with them and Liz, back a long time ago, over the building, and what would be needed and types of things. So they have a sense of it, I know they do,
And,
but,
excuse me.
no, go ahead.
And they presented in February, was it, to the select board, a basic design, and I think they're thinking that's what they're going to try to put in the space.
I think so. You're talking about the 5 different designs they had,
Yeah.
some,
No,
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 no.
it's the one that, the
The one that
only
they
one they
picked.
presented in
Over-
February.
Right,
oh, the only one in February, okay, yeah.
which is out back here.
Went, right,
Right,
out back
right.
here,
Yeah.
when they said.
I remember, I can visualize that now.
Right, they did have a basic design for that building.
Yes,
and
they
I
did.
think that's what they're looking to
Work from.
Figure
work
out.
on for that spot. I think also, for some reason, I don't know what, the way that building the senior center is going to be approached by the town and the administration is very different from the way the library was approached. I don't know why.
No, I agree with you.
But I think, yes, when the library was being designed, when they went even into the feasibilities, what we have in mind, will that fit over there, is very different than the way the senior center is going to be approached.
I think the whole way the senior center is going to be approached is totally different, because the selectmen have said that this is what we're going to build, and this is where we're gonna build it, and this is what we're going to spend, or try to spend. And the part that scares me is how much input the COA and EHS will have on that building. because I've sat at meetings in the past where, when Liz was here, where we had someone come in to discuss everything inside the building and how it should be built, and the size of the hallways, the colors of the wall, the kind of the flooring. And I'm just afraid that this is gonna be done to the way they say, and a lot of what's needed in the senior center is totally different than what you would see in any other kind of building. It's just built differently for the elderly people, for their eyesight, for their flexibility, for their ability to walk and get around, for wheelchairs, for everything is different for a senior center. And I am so afraid that that's going to be overlooked to a point that's, I see Matthew looking at me, and I'm sorry, I just have that fear that a lot, because I can see the selectmen taking over. That's what's happening.
But no, over my.
And it's not against the selectmen.
No.
I don't want that to come across negative at all, but I'm afraid of what is going to happen here.
But no, well, I think we have Jamie Guttner, who is a wonderful consultant and who has a lot of experience in that, and she's been talking to me a lot about that whole process, and has even sent me what they went through and the stages and everything else, so that we have a good resource. So I'm not afraid, unless the only thing that can happen is if we don't speak up and let people know that this is something, that's the part we need to be involved in.
Yeah.
And the director, or acting director, or whoever, needs to be involved in, because they have the knowledge too. And so, and a lot of us have had experience with seniors and worked with seniors, and so we know a lot from their health or medical and all of that, physical standards. So that is a concern, and we just need to make sure we are involved. And I feel confident we will be involved, and I think Matthew would help make sure that we're involved. So,
May I speak for just a second?
yes.
I do want to address those concerns. The first thing is I will advocate strongly to keep you as a board involved as much as absolutely possible. The other thing is that I know that the space needs, when it was looking into the senior center, there were a lot of conversations, very detailed conversations with the LLB about the specific things that the EHS needed as far as privacy rooms for medical discussions. I mean, I don't remember all the details, but I do remember the minutia of the conversations around how the current space was inadequate and what sort of things were needed. So I'm pretty confident that that sort of, that level of detail is going to be covered. I think you brought up some really interesting comments about navigation for people with impairments and so forth, and I think that's something that we can continue to chase. I would be surprised if the Disability Commission isn't also at least consulted on this, and so that, and obviously a new building is going to be ADA compliant. But I hear your concerns, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that this group is involved and has input on things that concern you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew.
I have confidence in you, so, I do.
You're very kind.
No, but I feel strongly about it also. I mean, I support everything that Anita said. I'm just not quite as fearful as she is. I'm confident that we're gonna be involved and have our say and share our knowledge. And we have a lot of knowledge as a group, so, and there's a lot more to be gained. So, I agree. So, okay, so I think, have we come to a sort of a tentative agreement that we don't have to act on this today? And as far as the meeting goes next month, it depends upon primarily what we hear tonight, I think, from from LLB, and where, what their plan is, and it's probably going to be more along towards, I'm looking at, trying to find my place in my notes here, probably maybe even January, or something like that maybe, or December, before we're at the point where we're getting more involved in the design phase.
We also discussed last month that we need to start thinking about how we're going to advertise this center and get this out to people at a younger age, 50, 55 years old. We also discussed whether we were gonna have focus groups and invite people in. And I think the sooner that we get started on that, the better. Because there are people, a lot of people that are in their 50s that can use this in 5 years, but have no idea what we do.
Well, I
Or
think
how
that,
we do it.
correct.
And I can tell you from doing it at the Christmas fair last year, we asked people, we had a questionnaire, and we asked people to tell us what they want. And getting the younger people to join us or give us their thoughts, it's over there, it's not there, you know? And this is gonna be a center used by a lot of people over a lot of years. So the sooner that we get started on how we're gonna do that, because I don't think Sue's and my TV show reach enough people,
no, right, that's,
you know, and we should be doing that, that's our job.
I think we, actually, if you recall, at town meeting,
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she was
she's
in-
on the planning board,
Yeah.
anyway, but I reached out to her
Yeah.
about, she made the comment about the 50s,
Yeah.
55, and I reached out to her, and we, Ashley and I were supposed to have met with her, not this past Thursday, but the previous Thursday, and I think it was, and she actually canceled our meeting and won't be available to meet until the end of August. But that doesn't mean we cannot move forward, but I particularly was interested in her thoughts about how to reach out to that population effectively. And, you know, we have a new board member who's good at communicating out here, and Laura Lee, maybe she'll have some suggestions for us, but she's putting, I'm not putting her on the spot, am I? Her first meeting. So, but anyway, she's still with us, so, yes, she is, so. But anyway, so I agree that we need to start making plans for that, and I think also, we can still, the one publication that gets out to everybody in town is Action Unlimited. And that's the best publication, in my opinion, to try to
Well,
use
the
nowadays.
papers, no.
Because the Eagle Independent doesn't go to that many people, and the Little Sun is useless as far
I hear
as.
they've gone out of business.
Who?
Lil Sun.
Really?
That's what I heard the other day. Now, I don't know if that's true.
I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised.
I got it on email
No
this
papers.
morning.
Well, that's,
I didn't get a
I
paper
think
today.
I didn't
Yeah.
get a
I didn't get
paper
one
today.
today, but
I
I
didn't
did
get one
yesterday.
today.
I didn't
and
get
got
one today.
Yeah, I didn't get one today either.
I heard that the paper itself, there'll be no physical paper, that it will all be
Online.
online.
I'm not surprised, because I thought when I was coming down here, where's my newspaper
Yeah, I
today?
didn't get one either,
Yeah, no.
but I got it yesterday.
I did too.
I don't know, that was just, rumor mill, but
Yeah, but.
Well, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, but anyway, back to this. I know from my experience in trying to get information out about the town meeting and the senior center, and I wrote several articles, and Action Unlimited is the best one to make sure it goes out to the entire town. And so we can start doing that, and yes, I think we have, focus groups, I don't know. We need to talk to Nicole, she's gonna be the acting here in a couple of weeks, and so, yes, Nancy?
Nicole sends out an email once a week.
She does?
Yes, if you sign up for it, yes.
Oh, I know the one you mean, I'm sorry, Nancy, yeah.
And so any information, and it can be done townwide. The Littleton Light Water Department sends out emails, and anything you want can go online to everyone in town. So you can broadcast what you want to say.
Talking about the things that Nicole sends out on Facebook?
Yeah, no.
No,
Online,
A
on,
weekly email.
oh, okay.
but that only goes to seniors.
Only people who sign up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but that doesn't reach the 55 population that we're
But if they
struggling
sign
to.
up, it does, right?
Right. Anyone can sign up. Yeah.
But if you broadcast that through the whole town, like the other departments do, like,
We want to hear from you. Please sign up.
there's a heat wave. If you need to cool down, go to the town office. That goes to everyone
Oh, on the
in
town website.
Yes.
That comes out through the town.
But I also wonder, you know how lots of times you will get great announcements or information in your light bill? Could
That's what
we
she was
do-
saying, the
Yeah,
electric
you
light
can do
department.
that.
We
They
know
will.
that.
They've done that in the
They
past.
They have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we can do that. and- Recording stopped. Sorry. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, yeah.
It's only 10 of 3.
Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Why?
Keep going.
Keep going? Sorry. Okay, we're not stopped. So I think we do, let me ask Nicole, you're going to be involved in this perhaps, and we don't know what's going to happen and how long it will be. But it would seem to me that we can start planning on how we can get word out to that population and seek their input.
Sure.
We do need to hear from everyone. I have to say, I was impressed by the fact, though, that the only thing we really heard about at town meeting was what the name of the building is going to be, and that was the interest of them more than even the concern about what the building's going to look like. It's what it's going to be
What
called.
it's gonna be called, right?
When you come down to it, when you
That's
think
what
about
they're,
it.
that was the big thing they were upset about.
Yes, so, but not to say that we shouldn't be working and have more focus groups, and it should be the COA that is structuring the focus groups and sponsoring them, and not the director or acting director or, whatever.
People are also, they're wanting it to be a community center rather than a senior center.
Well, that's another issue
I
we'll
know,
get
but
to
that's
later.
exactly what we're hearing, you're
Right.
hearing now too.
Well, we won't talk about that today, because that just is another issue.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I think that we can find things perhaps to work on at a meeting next month.
Yeah, I think so.
Would you think so too,
Yeah,
Nicole?
I think so, absolutely.
Okay, so my suggestion is then we meet in August.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, everybody okay with that?
What's the date?
Oh, the date would be,
It says August 9th on
it would be
here.
August 9th. I put it at the bottom of your agenda.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
look down the
No,
bottom
that's,
yet.
I had it down there, because it would be on the 9th.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement on that?
Definitely.
Mark, do we need to vote on that, or are we in a
No.
gentleman's agreement? Mark and
You can call a
Lorelei?
meeting whenever you want, so
Right, we can.
you as chair can call a meeting, so.
I know, I try not to do that. I try to keep it on schedule and not overload at people either, so
Okay.
it would be the 9th. I think one would be sufficient in August. Okay, so then, we have the director's report. Moving on.
Are we expecting a report from the Friends?
I
Barbara
think she
did.
gave it.
Barbara.
Barbara.
Yep, Barbara.
Okay.
Well, she would have called on Nancy, I assumed. if she-
No, Barbara did it.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
I need to thank Sue Raymond publicly for helping to get these packets together for people that are here today. And it goes to show you, when you're in person, you get all the information guys on Zoom. So the director's report, you have had, it was sent out to you a little late, but I got it late, but on the weekend, but I did send it out to you, so. Do we need to go over it, or are you willing to accept it?
I don't know, are we gonna get shut off? The recording is going to
No,
stop?
no, we're good. We have 10 more minutes, and it won't end. They've never shut us off. We've gone over
No, I
before,
know.
but I don't like to keep the meeting going if we don't have to.
Right.
So, my question to you all is,
I don't think we need to go over the whole thing.
then we can entertain a motion to accept the director's report.
So moved.
So moved.
Second it.
Seconded by David Sill. All those in favor of accepting the director's report? We have a unanimous vote aye. Marge is aye also. Thank you very much. Outreach Coordinator's monthly report, and I did not receive something in writing per se from Amy.
I think things just got a little hectic
Well,
last
she
week.
was, yeah,
So the new TRED applications are up on the website, and we're accepting applications until September 30th. I think that would probably be a big thing that she wanted to mention. I just wanted to mention 2 things when I have a chance.
Oh,
I don't
certainly.
know if it goes along with outreach, not really, but I wanted to thank Gary Wilson last Friday.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, he did.
He volunteered, he and his son Drew volunteered to help our driver Neil
Yeah.
with the food pantry deliveries. They pick up food for, I think it was 9 households.
Do you think people can hear you if you're not at the microphone?
Oh.
They're televising it, maybe you
sure.
better, yeah, just realize that myself, Nicole, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I just want people to be able to hear you.
Yeah, so I just wanted to thank Gary Wilson. He volunteered last Friday, him and his son Drew, to help our van driver with the pantry deliveries. I think there were 9 households on the list, which equals to about 56 bags of food that they delivered. So we really appreciate it. We're down drivers right now. So if anyone's interested in a job, we're hiring. So we really appreciate the help. That's a lot for one person to do. So having the extra hands was huge. So I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you. And I thought it was great that he offered to do that and help out with his son.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
So-
why he's on vacation now.
Well, he deserves it. He had a hard
Right.
day's work on Friday.
And also, you might mention that, the fact that, give a little more information, maybe even if someone's watching and they know somebody, they could pass the word that it's not a full-time job, the
No,
driving.
so the maximum amount is 19.5 hours a week. Right now we're running the van Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Pre-COVID, we ran 2 vans 5 days a week. So that's not needed yet, but we're getting there. So we want to have people in the wings waiting, and we'd like to extend van service to at least 1 van 5 days a week. It's a really great job. All of our van drivers are kind of like family. You really get to know the residents in town. And it's a really important service, not just as a driver, but as someone who's, interacting with the residents on a regular basis. Social Club is going to be coming back in September, so we're going to be having that regular group coming in on the van, so it's really needed.
Good. And somebody can just call the office to get more information?
Yep, they can call the office, or the application is on the website.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nicole, would you say it at the mic about the TRED applications, where they're available?
Yes, so TRED applications have been updated. They're available on the website. Or if you can't find them, you can call me or Amy. We're accepting applications until September 30th. So people can go ahead and apply
Great.
that way.
Okay. And you have, Nicole did send out the EOA, you have her report, but on the monthly statistics, and as she said, she's working on the annual report.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have it ready. I haven't sent it yet. But.
And Susan had trouble getting it printed on legal size paper today, that's why it's in this format. We never get it printed at home. I don't think any of us can do it at home, so, yeah. But thank you, and thanks, Sue, for us.
Oh, yes, I will. And you'll notice on the numbers, we've been really busy. Numbers are starting to go up each month.
That's good. Getting
it's
back slowly.
Very good, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so we essentially have covered the outreach coordinator's monthly report with Nicole updating us, I think. So, do we have a motion to accept that report?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, David. Anita and David, or Ann Lee and David, either one. Doesn't matter. All those in favor of accepting the outreach report, please? Aye. Okay, thank you. Do we have any other business that we need to discuss? Hearing none, I guess we can have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, did you get that, Marilyn?
I sure did.
All right, thank you. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Lorelei. And thank you all.